The Lazy Boy's Success Story. In a small town nestled between rolling hills, there lived a man named Tom. Tom was, by all accounts, a lazy man. He wasn't interested in much beyond his comfort. He had a small house with a cozy armchair that he lovingly referred to as his lazy boy, a chair so worn that it molded perfectly to his body. Every day, after breakfast, Tom would sit in his lazy boy, flip on the TV, and drift in and out of sleep, only rising for meals or an occasional stroll to the local corner shop for snacks. His friends would joke about his lack of ambition. "Tom, you'll never get anywhere with that attitude," they'd say, shaking their heads. But Tom wasn't worried. In fact, he was content. He didn't dream of wealth or fame. He didn't care for success by anyone else's standards. One day, however, the town was hit by a sudden storm. The local bridge, which connected the town to the nearby city, was severely damaged. With the bridge out of commission, the town was cut off from the rest of the world. People panicked. Supplies were running low, and no one could figure out how to fix the bridge. It was too dangerous to attempt a crossing, and the nearest construction crew was miles away. As the days passed, tensions grew. The mayor called emergency meetings, and engineers tried to come up with solutions, but no one seemed to have a viable plan. Meanwhile, Tom continued to relax in his lazy boy, oblivious to the rising chaos outside. One afternoon, as Tom watched a documentary about ancient civilizations, an idea sparked in his mind. The ancient Egyptians had built great structures with simple tools, using ingenuity and patience. Tom's mind raced, not with the urgency of the situation, but with the possibility of applying these methods to the bridge problem. He didn't need to be a construction expert. He just needed to think of something that no one else had. The next day, Tom walked into town and made his way to the bridge. The engineers were there, trying to figure out how to rebuild it using modern materials, but they were stumped. Tom, however, had a different idea. Instead of focusing on rebuilding the entire structure, he suggested a temporary solution that would allow people to cross safely. "Why not build a raft to carry people across the gap?" he proposed casually, sitting on his lazy boy chair as if discussing the weather. "You know, like the ones they used in ancient times. Simple, effective. We can use old logs and some rope. It doesn't need to be fancy, just functional." The engineers were skeptical. "That's not practical," they said. "It's not safe. It would take too long, and it might not even work." But Tom was unflappable. "It'll work," he said, "and it'll work faster than you think." With nothing left to lose, the town decided to give Tom's idea a shot. Over the next few days, with Tom directing from his lazy boy on the bank, a team of volunteers began gathering materials. They lashed logs together, created a rudimentary raft, and secured it with rope. When it was finished, the raft was sturdy enough to carry a few people at a time, safely across the damaged bridge. Word spread quickly. People from the nearby town came to see the lazy boy's bridge. Soon, it became a symbol of ingenuity and simplicity. The raft worked perfectly, and it allowed the town to survive until the bridge could be repaired. As the months passed, the bridge was finally rebuilt, but Tom's raft remained a local legend. He was invited to speak at town meetings, and his once dismissed lazy ideas were now being celebrated for their practicality and creativity. No, Tom didn't become a millionaire or a global icon. He didn't even work hard to make his idea come to life. But in his laziness, he had stumbled upon the secret to success: simplicity, practicality, and the ability to think differently when everyone else was too busy overcomplicating things. Tom continued to live his life exactly as he always had, lounging in his lazy boy. But from that day on, people stopped calling him lazy. They called him a visionary. And sometimes, success comes not from hard work, but from just sitting back, relaxing, and letting the ideas come naturally. And so, the lazy boy became a symbol of success in the small town, proof that sometimes, the best solutions come from taking it easy and letting things unfold in their own time.